perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
A world of undisturbed beauty. Mortals are a foolish and ugly mistake that stain the majesty of the cosmos. By eliminating all mortal creatures, we can restore its original splendor and reclaim this perfect creation.
Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Villain, being who sees the world in a way most don't, due to the experiences they have lived, suffered. Seek justice, revenge. What life taught them is the solution to their problems, to fix them once and for all.
See, now here's the thing. Just because you're a villain doesn't mean you gotta go murder, cause mayhem, destruction, any of that. You ain't gotta do nothing. Being a villain is seeing the world for what it truly is and not falling into societal norms. It's society that deems you a villain when you don't play by their rules, when you don't go by what they say, what they deem is what's right. Basically, if you have your own opinion, your own mind, and not have a fucking hive mind. Because I remember one time I had this one job, and I had this manager. I was working in a plant, and I remember I was busting my ass as best I could. And I remember something happened where I was working with a poor teammate. I'm not gonna talk too bad about the person, even though I'm not gonna say no names. But I had a poor teammate, a coworker, poor coworker. He couldn't do the job right. I jokingly called him "can't get right," but I remember I got blamed for not having, I guess, the quota for the day, I guess. And I looked at the main supervisor dude, and I said, "Dude, I'm not a robot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, I can only move so fast. It's like what you want me to do?" This dude got mad and literally, "I'm tired of hearing y'all say that. I ain't no robot. I'm tired of hearing y'all blah, blah, blah." And it's like, dude, it's true. It's like it's when we not going by what society thinks you should do, even at a job, they looking at you funny. They looking at you as the villain because you got your own mind and you're not a yes man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a yes man. I never have been. I'm a motherfucking king. And I'm a die one. And my son is my heir. It ain't nothing nobody can do about that at this point because that's neither here nor there. It's another story for another day. But I had became a villain a long time ago. And then somewhere down the line, I ended up being like Punisher and Wolverine, anti-hero, Lobo. Anti-hero, you know what I'm saying? Because of people was trying to tell me, not to be, basically not to give in to my villainy. Because thinking I was gonna, just go off and start killing people or whatever the hell they thought I was gonna do. But no. It's like I said before I think it was the first video I made, or second one of My Truth, is when I said I saw the world for what it was as a boy. I've been, I've been had my heart broke. I've been went through a bunch of crap as a kid that I don't really want to say because it's a little too personal. But I never truly wanted to give into it. I was always afraid of giving into it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna talk to you. I was always afraid of giving in and becoming a true villain because I thought it was gonna make me a bad person because of what society painted, what the word actually, they rewrote in the word. They rewrote the word. rewrote the phrase, I should say. And then, in the comic book world, villain is, doing some villainy stuff. But, in the real world, how the real world works, yes, it's evil people in the world, and those people are locked up or dead. And some that will be caught down the line, but everybody pays for their sins. In the end, being a true villain is seeing the world for what it is and not falling for what the world wants you to think it is. Like I said before, the world wants you to think it's all peaches and rainbows and ice cream and sunshine. Nah, the real world is ugly. The real world is truth that some people don't even want to see, no matter how hard they try to fight it, no matter how hard they try to disguise it. Pain gets taught to you early, and it's our greatest teacher. People don't even realize that pain is your greatest teacher. Physical pain teaches you how to try to not hurt yourself. Emotional pain teaches you how to deal with it, how to cope. Because in reality, when bad things happen, you can't just break down and give up. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. You got to keep living your life. Because if you don't, and you succumb to it, well, that's when depression sinks in. Anxiety, you start feeling down on yourself and start doubting yourself, and basically you letting the devil talk to you in your ear and all that. Now he winning. Nah. That's not what needs to happen. What needs to happen is that you need to pick yourself up through prayer, focus, and determination. And more prayer. And totally just giving yourself to God and allowing Him to guide you where you need to go. And trust wholeheartedly, which is what I did. I don't know who this is for, but this is for you. I'm talking to you, whoever you are. It will be okay. In the end, it will be all right. I know it's going to be okay for me. It's going to be okay for you. You don't have to worry. I know life can be ugly, but through sheer will and determination, you can rebuild yourself. You can reinvent yourself. You can be reborn. See, a lot of people still physically they physically see me as what I was. I scratched that. I take that back. A lot of people knew the person that I was. They don't know the person that I am today. And I'm happy for that. It's a lot of people, they don't deserve to see what I've become. They don't deserve to see the monster that I've become. The monster that I let out. You see, part of your peace was my silence. My silence wasn't weakness. My silence was my mercy, and now that's over. You see, it took me a while to figure some stuff out. I've been going through a lot. That doesn't stop. Pain doesn't stop. It just keeps going. You just got to learn how to deal with it. You see, once I was broken, once I was defeated, but once I crawled myself out of that pit, I had to become something else. I had to become undeniable. I had to become the hunter, no longer the prey. To embrace true villainy is to embrace the inner you that you're scared to let out. Not the one that's gonna do dumb stuff to get locked up and all that crap. No, the one that's that inner animal. You know what I mean? That inner hunger. It's in everybody. You see, I was broken once, but that's okay. I put myself back together through the prayer and sheer willpower. Now, what you see before you is something else. Something else born of rage and fire. Born of grace. Born to conquer. You see, now my silence is over. You see, now I got my ball rolling. You see, now it's my time. And I got the ultimate backup. And now everybody will know that my will is iron. My determination is absolute. There's nothing no one can do to stop it. Those that betrayed me will feel the wrath. But not from me. Not at all. Not at all. Not from me. I won't pity you. I won't show mercy. I will look down at you. And I will smile. Because I know that at that moment I won. You know it. And I know it. In that moment, you will know it and I will know it. Because God doesn't like ugly. And just because I was broken once doesn't mean I will break again. I will never break again. They've taken everything away from me. And once you've taken everything away from a man, that man becomes dangerous. I used to want love, companionship, friendship. I don't want any of that now. Now I will obtain my peace. I will retake my throne. And then, well, the best way I could say it is that I will rule well. You see, when you break a man and he puts himself back together again, and he's able to become the monster he was always meant to be, become the person he was always meant to be, there's nothing no one can do to stop it. Pain, like I said earlier, has been my ultimate teacher. It taught me how to stay calm, keep my composure, and always remember that any and everything can and will hurt you, physically and emotionally. Human nature can hurt you and will hurt you. But once you've mastered your mind, you become unstoppable. Because, see, mastering your mind takes the help of God and prayer. Because, see, when you, like I said, when you're alone at night, when you by yourself, that's when you gotta face your demons. That's when you gotta face your monsters. That's when you gotta face you. When it ain't nobody around and it's just you and you gotta deal with the pain. And more often than not, there's nobody there to pat you on the back and tell you it'll be okay. That's not what really happened for me more often than not. Because you see, as a man, I suffer in silence. I don't talk about what really goes on with me anymore. Because I've learned that people will use that as a weakness. I used to always be one of the ones that, oh man, I need to talk about somebody. I need to talk to somebody. Nah, talk to God. He'll fix it. He'll fix it for you. He'll fix all your problems. Always have, always will. All you gotta do is ask him, talk to him. Get to know him like I did. That's how I unlock my superpowers. Gift of discernment. Clarity. Also, a special gift he gave me is to detect other people's bullshit. I can sniff it. I can smell it a mile away. That's why I don't deal with nobody now. I can smell people's bullshit. Wasn't nobody around when I had to pick myself up when I went through my breakup. Wasn't nobody around for that. Not for real, for real. And the ones that was, they didn't help me. Not in the slightest. They didn't really have any words, but well, you know, everybody got problems. Yeah, that's true. Okay. And that's what helped. That's what helped talk. I'm fumbling. That's what helped me on my journey. Because when nobody was there, I had God. And I prayed to him to take the pain away. He didn't take the pain away. He taught me how to move and live with it. He taught me how to keep fighting. He taught me how to pick my head up. He was my ultimate teacher. He taught me how to fight the war. How not to give up. He can do the same thing for you. All you gotta do is ask. It's not over for me. I just retook my throne. Wait till you see my reign. Well, that's all I have for today. Till next time, keep your pants dry, your games wet, and remember, people, hugs, not drugs.